Hello YouTube, I'm here at the range with my trusty Remington number 4 in 32 rimfire. If you remember before when I was talking about this gun, it's that the problem with 32 rimfire is that ammunition itself doesn't exist, not currently made. You can find some that's been made. It's going to cost you about $150 on average, probably for a box of 50 of the newer stuff if you can find it. And the problem is once you shoot it, it's done, it's gone. There's nothing else you can do with it. So what I did was I got the reloadable cases from Dixie Gun Works. Now these brass cases are basically, there's no good way to describe it other than they essentially use a 22 as a primer. And what you do is, here's what I mean. I've shot them all today, and because these are expensive, and you can see where the 22 casing acts as the primer, and I haven't cleaned them yet. And what I do is I use 777. Some people say you cannot use 777 for black powder cartridge. Results speak for itself as long as you follow the guidelines. But there's an empty case. This is 32 long. This will shoot either 32 long or 32 short, and it's about 7 grains of 2F 777. And for a while I was using 310 diameter round balls, and the accuracy was okay. It was acceptable. It would actually shoot, but it wasn't what I would say small game accuracy. So I found, and I apologize, I forgot to bring one here with me, a bunch of 85 grain correct diameter, about 3/15 of an inch diameter healed bullets. And your rimfires use a healed bullet because the bullet slips into the brass. If you take apart a 22, you'll see what I mean, where the inside of the bullet is, they call it a healed bullet. It's a smaller diameter than the rest of the bullet. That's what you need for this, because you cannot expand these cases because you have no way of a resizing die. So that's what you need. And as you can see by the target, this is offhand, by the way, because unfortunately I could not bring this out because I had to hike to where the range is. Part of it's closed, and there's nowhere to set up a camera. So unfortunately I was able to get video of it. But this is what I got at 25 yards with 6 shots. Now it only looks like 5, but there's actually 2 here. And while you're saying, oh geez, it's not a bullseye, keep in mind what I'm starting with. You're starting with 32 rimfire, which you cannot get, and you have to more or less improvise and get the casings. And so my goal is to eventually take this out squirrel hunting. I'm going to probably try to sight it in a little better before I do, but what the heck, this is 25 yards. I won't take shots past that. But it's an 85 grain bullet. The average, I think the old velocity was around 1,000 feet per second with a 90 grain bullet. I don't know what this would be. Recoil, it's like shooting a 22. This is just like shooting a 22. There is no recoil. It's just a quick little pop, and that's about it. But again, this is, these guns, the 32 rimfires, if you have one, your options are pretty limited. Right now, it's either try to find ammo that's really expensive, don't shoot it at all, or convert it to a centerfire, which ruins the value. I was not willing to ruin the value of this gun. Now, I've sent letters out to Remington and all these other ammo companies telling them there are millions of these rifles out here. There's millions of Remingtons and Stevens and Hopkins and Allen and Ballards and quite a few Marlins. And then there's a whole ton of Smith & Wessons and Hopkins and Allens and handguns out there in 32 rimfire that nobody can shoot. Anyone that decides to get on that boat of loading 32 rimfire, even for a limited run, they'll be a hero. They'll sell everything they can sell. But I just wanted to show this, and as you can see, I'm progressing nicely with this. I mean, that's not bad grouping, all things considered. If I'd probably been at the bench, this would have been a lot better. But anyways, again, don't be afraid to go out and shoot these 32 rimfires. The case is from Dixie. As you can see, what you do is you'll take a 22, either 22 blank, or in this case I took a 22 short and dumped the powder and pulled the bullet, and they pop right in. And then what you do is take and pop these cases right back out, put them in a couple teaspoons of vinegar and a little bit of water, put them in there for an hour and a half, especially with the triple F. and they'll come out as clean as a whistle. Anyway, have a good day, YouTube.